welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my first colour along. Yay! Or yeah, one of the two. I prefer not to call it a colour along and would like to think of it more as a buddy colour along, if that makes sense. So if you want to do this page with me using the colours that I use or the style or whatever, then that would obviously be, you know, lovely. But if you don't like what I'm doing, and that's fair enough, because sometimes I don't like what I'm doing either, so yeah. But if you don't like the style I'm doing it or the colours I'm doing it in, then feel free to just, you know, dive in with the, you know, the image and buddy colour along with me. Either is good. Buddy colour, colour along, it all works. Now, the image that I've chosen is from the Colouring Heaven Busy World special. So Colouring Heaven is a monthly magazine in the UK, so this is issue 64. I understand this is not going to be everybody's cup of tea because it is grayscale, but at the same time that is also kind of the reason I chose this as my first image, because first of all I had a lot of people, I heard people saying that they were scared of grayscale basically. And I don't want people to be scared of grayscale because it's actually very easy. It looks detailed, but it's actually the opposite because all the shading is done for you. Also, I saw people specifically comment about the Busy World special, saying that, you know, they really liked the images, but they literally just did not know where to start because it was so busy and quite intimidating. So I thought, well, if we do it as a colour along or a buddy colour along, then that will help people jump into something that, you know, that otherwise seems intimidating. So this is the image. I will just flip this over. Okay, so this is the image that I've decided to do. Is a horizontal landscape one. Now it's got quite a lot going on in it, but this is definitely not one of the busiest images in this issue. So yeah, I thought it was a good middle ground, and I decided that I would do it. I've bust out my Faber-Castell Pitt Artist brush pens. I actually picked these up a couple of years ago now in an Amazon Prime Day sale for like, it was an absolute steal. It was more than half price. So I grabbed these. I think it's the full set, but I don't use these anywhere near as much as I should. Now these are basically water based markers, like brush pens. They do have a little brush tip, but they're only a small brush tip. But yeah, so I thought, well, people can either try and match the colours either in alcohol markers or in regular felt tips, or they can do them with the brush pens if they have them. Or I think as well, the colour schemes, then, you know, the names of these colours I think do match up with the polychromos. I think, I must admit, I don't have a full set of polychromos. I only have some open stock. So I think these colours do match up with the polychromos though. So if you wanted to do them in pencil and you had the polychromos, you could also colour match from that. And also there are some colour, what do they call them? Like, if I use a polychromo colour, there are some, Colour with Claire does them. I will link Colour with Claire's channel in the description, though I'm sure you're aware of Colour with Claire because she's like one of the bigger channels. But a conversion, so she has some conversion sheets which will, you know, convert a polychromo colour into, say, a Prismacolor and things like that. So any which way you round you want to do it, if you want to do it the way I'm going to do it with my colours, then you can roughly do it that way. Though of course you don't need to match anything, you know, exact. I mean, if I use a lilac, it is actually called lilac, just pick out a lilac-ish pencil in whatever colour set you've got. It doesn't have to be exact, because this is what's going to make your picture, as opposed to just being a carbon copy of my picture. So yeah, anyway, let me get all these pens sorted out. I haven't picked a colour palette. I'm very much gonna wing this type thing because that's the way I roll quite a lot of the time. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so I've got my pens just sitting to the side here. I didn't mention before actually, but it has quite a nice feature, this box, in that you pull out a little string and it brings out the little tiers. So I've got them sitting there to my side, just so I can pick things out. I also have my little swatch book, which, you know, I'll be winging it for the most part, but yeah, it doesn't hurt to have my swatch book here to the side. Okay, so as I say, when we tackle pictures like this, the way to do this is to break it down into small parts. So let's begin with, well, let's play with our safety zone. So I always like colouring flowers, so let's just pick, what shall we have? What's this? 171. So this is light green 171 in the Pit Artist pen. And we will just, let's just, I haven't used these pens in ages, so hopefully I'm not too out of practice. Actually, let's just start, we can start with these as well. And we'll just do these leaves, because it doesn't get any simpler than doing a few leaves. And they're nice and quick as well. Consider it sort of a warm-up. Not that I need to be any warmer. It's roasting here again. So yeah, nice smooth strokes, because we are doing small areas, but I'd still quite like to avoid streaks. And as these are water-based, they will streak over larger areas, so I need to be super careful. As you can see, I've got a couple of little clips here just to help keep the book flat. You don't need those. In fact, a lot of the time I don't bother with them at all. But as we're on camera, I didn't want to keep reaching across to push, you know, push down the other side. Because it's bad enough you have to look at my hands. You don't want to look at my chubby little arms as well, do you? Right, and what else do we have? We have some here. So these areas don't even have much grayscale on. So if you are intimidated by grayscale, this is a good place to start. This is a little bit strange because obviously I have got the camera set to the side so that hopefully you can see around my hand, but I am still trying to keep my hand from going over the actual image. But if I do, I apologise. So this goes behind here. I didn't say before, and it occurred to me, depending when you watch this, because obviously once this is up, who knows how far in the future you're going to be looking at this. Right, let's get back to these lily pads. If you're watching this during, you know, at the time that I'm uploading it though, Colour and Chat with Sammy has got a little colour along. That was the door slamming. That was, I guess there's a breeze picked up finally. Sorry, that made me jump. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Colour and Chat with Sammy is having a colour along for the month of August 2020, which is Get Your Colouring Heaven On. I think she's being hosted over on Instagram. So if you are over there, and if yeah, I just want to make sure I wasn't doing rocks or something. Not that it matters, you know, in my picture I'll do what I like. It wouldn't be the first time I'd coloured in the wrong thing, thinking it was something else. But yes, Get Your Colouring Heaven On, and it's over on Instagram. So this picture, as we're doing Colouring Heaven, we'll be able to qualify for that hashtag. Hopefully. I mean, at the moment we are in the second week of August, so hopefully I won't be too slow doing this, because I can be a bit of a slow poke, but as I'm doing this with markers, it should hopefully be quite quickly. I haven't decided. At the end I might go over something with pencil for shading, but I'm kind of hoping that the grayscale will just take care of everything. I will put up little things on the screen as well. In fact, I should have already done it. Hopefully you will have seen it when I pulled out this pen, that I did put the colour name up on the screen as well. I also put all the colours in the description, if I remember, all the colours I used. It might not be too many, because I do tend to like, not a hugely limited palette, but you know, I don't tend to go too wild. Not as I have a palette, as I mentioned. I was just grabbing these things. Okay, so do I want to do anything else in this green? Yes, I do. So let's just do this. We're going to do all the leaves. When in doubt, just do everything in this colour in one go. We have apple down here, so we'll do that. Where else do we have a leaf? Well, we've got the tree, haven't we? Let's do the tree. So this is where we do have quite a lot of grayscale, so I'm just going to, I don't know if you can see, but I'm just wiggling, just because this is quite a soft edge, so we don't need it to be, I mean obviously we don't want, in a line art book you might do that as a hard edge. We don't want a hard edge, we want a nice soft edge, because this is, our image is giving us a nice soft edge. Well, I wouldn't be recording if I didn't have a police car or something go past, if you heard that. I've noticed in this new position that I'm colouring in, it's not actually any, if anything, it's actually a bit closer to the window than I was before, because I used to be this way around with the window to the side. But I've noticed it must just be the change in the camera direction, but the microphone doesn't seem to pick up quite as much of street noise. I mean, it still picks it up, but not quite as bad. Anyway, so look, we've got dab, 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 dab. There's some little grey speckles out here, so we'll just do some green speckles. Right. So you see how that was. You don't, for that I chose not to colour solid over. We can do the same on this tree here. We'll just go up in the corners, because I don't want to go over the edge. But yeah, so the grayscale is obviously a bit splodgy, so we can, I mean I could colour it solid in the middle. In fact I will, in the middle. But when I get to these edges here where it's just, it fades out, which I think is what a lot of people don't like about grayscale, because there's no hard edge to some things. But you know, dab 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 dab. That's the motto. Dab dab dab. And because this is quite a small nib, so yeah. Okay. Do I have any more green? I mean, there's some leaves there, but I think they're more like a metallic or a marble thing. Oh look, we got another tree here, just a small one. So again, we've got, oh, that looks like grass. Okay, well, let's start with the tree. So we're just going to dab dab dab. That could be the motto of the trees. I'm just lightly just speckling. because we got the colour, we got the hint of colour here, but we were letting the grayscale do the work. If this was just an ordinary white area, and then it would look a bit strange, but it's not an ordinary white area. We've got a nice little speckly thing, and then we'll do it a bit more solid. Actually, I was going to do it a bit more solid, but I think I might use a different green for that grass, just to distinguish the two. But we've got some these trees around the bottom of the volcano or mountain, so we'll do the same. I'll just go a bit more solid along the bottom there, but then where it's merging into the background, I'm just dabbing. See, my pen is just lightly skipping over the paper. Okay, I'm going to leave that for now for the green, so I'll leave the green out, as I say. So that was the light green 171, but I think we will try, what was next to it, the May green, which is a bit darker, so we'll just do, so I will just, so this looks like a hill here, and we're just going to dab, 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 dab in there. See, I can't actually see where that turns into white, but that's okay, because we're just going to just do it down the here. I'm deliberately just going in here as if I was shading as well, just around the base here, just because I want to make it a bit darker. Might look a little bit odd, but that's okay, because that's the other thing you need to remember. When you look at things in isolation like that, it might not look like the most amazing thing, but when it's part of a whole picture, yeah. I'll probably use that pen a bit later to go in and put in some little details. Anyway, let's what should we do next? Well, we've done the leaves, so let's find a brown, and we can do the, oh actually let me just, I'll use that dark green to just do these stalks. In case you're wondering, so these are, as these are water-based markers, it's not bleeding through. I do have a piece of paper here. Actually, yeah, this is recycling for you. This is the page that you get. I've blanked out my name, but that's the thing that has your address on in your colouring heaven when they post it to you. So I use that as my blotter pages. It's my way of recycling. Anyway, I digress. Well, what was we doing? Right, okay, so I was going to do the roots. So we want a brown, but we want something with a bit of green in it, like an ochre. So there's something called green gold, if I can find it. Right, okay, so green gold. So this is green gold 268. Doesn't look particularly green, but on my colour swatch it's a sort of tannish brown, so I just want to, really, oh that's an ambulance. I don't live in a ghetto, it seems like it, but I swear I don't. Right, so we've got this brown, this sort of golden brown, we're just going to do the roots with. Now again, you can see I'm sort of just using small strokes as opposed to solid colouring. I mean, that's just the way I do it. As I say, I like the grayscale to just do the work for me, and that is its way of doing it. Okay, I'm going to go again. You see, it's nice, and you know, I'm not doing anything apart from where I was dabbing at the edge of the trees there. I'm not really using any particular technique, and yet, I mean, we've only just begun, so we won't see it coming together for a while, but just doing these little things step by step, it's not hard. It's not, you know, you can see I'm a bit slapdash, to be honest. One thing I learned quite early on, well, actually I say early on, it bothered me for a long while early on, it actually took me a while to learn, that I would look at all these amazing pictures on, say, Facebook or Instagram, and I would look at mine and I would be able to see, you know, different strokes and splodges and everything, and it just took me ages to realise, until a few, mostly YouTubers, I think. Now, do I have any more branches? It took a while where the YouTubers would like zoom in and you'd see, actually, let me do some tree, that they all had exactly the same problems with their image, in that there would be little bits over the edge, or, you know, the blend didn't go quite as well as you'd think, and things like that. And okay, that goes into a tortoise. I didn't actually notice that. And it was only when I saw that I realised that all the imperfections, as I saw them in my own picture, everybody has them. That's just like, they're not perfect. They are no way perfect. But when you're not, for a start, when you're colouring something in, you're really focusing in on a tiny detail. And also, you've kind of got your nose quite close to the paper, usually when you're doing it. And when people look at it on YouTube, not YouTube, you know, Instagram and the likes, or Facebook page where you've shared it, people aren't looking at it that way at all. They are looking at the picture as a whole, and, you know, they're not pinpointing tiny imperfections. People don't, you don't see mistakes most of the time. It just all disappears into the, I'll just put some in there. It all merges. So this thing that really bothers you about where you've gone over the edge or some disaster, it's not a disaster. People don't notice it, and it's all part of the bigger picture. Right, I think I quite like that sort of golden brown, so I'm going to just do this little wooden lodge in it as well. As well. Okay. I think that's all I will do with that for now. What should I do next? Okay, let's do some water, because we've got these waterfalls. Now, in this we've got something called, is this it? Ice blue. Yes, ice blue. So this is a very, very pale blue. One thing you need to remember about grayscale, where there is grayscale, is it's going to darken the colour. So we'll go for this. And then let's start. So I'm doing this in strokes because it's water, and if it does streak then that's okay because water is streaky as well. So I'm flicking this just as if it's like if you colour in hair this way, just with flicks and strokes. Because again, the thing with grayscale is sometimes these areas, they don't have exact edges, but that's okay. Because we can not give it exact edges, we just do strokes. So I am colouring this in solid, but I'm doing it in a circular motion because that's what the grayscale had underneath. So that way, as I say, with the water-based markers that might streak, at least the streaks will be in the sort of circular motion that follows the grayscale. So it's a way of camouflaging it, really. You see, it's circular. Okay. And we'll do the exact same thing here because we've got this waterfall. I do like these pens. I don't know why I don't use them more. Well, I do know why, it's because they're water based, but you know, that's not an excuse really, because it's perfect for things like this. Perhaps I'll do this entire book. These and the Arteza real brush pens, which are kind of the same. They're brush tips, but they're water based, but they do have some lovely colours. Here, you know, for once, having uneven textures suits me. So for water-based markers on water, it's perfect. Okay, and then let's see what else. What should we do next? So as that say, that was the ice blue 148, and then that's. What's this? A little pig. Let's do him. We can do him in flesh or light flesh. What is it? Light skin, I should say, because that's a very pale pink, and he's grayscale. He will be darker anyway. And we'll just colour him in. Yeah, a little pink pig. Actually, he's probably not pink enough, but we'll leave him because these will, what's the word I'm looking for? Because they're water-based and this paper isn't like the smoothest, it will pill. That's it. It will pill the paper if I do too much in one go. So I need to let that dry if I want to add some more. We will go for the medium flesh though, which is a bit pinker. Medium flesh. Is that what I want? Yes, so that's pink. We'll try this on the flower. Yeah, that's a bit more pink. more flowers that I might want to use it on. No, not for now. So let's just do our armchairs then. We've got 2 armchairs and we'll have them match. So I think what we'll do is we will use something like cinnamon. Is this cinnamon? Yeah, cinnamon, which is a sort of pinky brown. And again, because we've got, I'll do it on this small armchair first, just in case I don't like it. But it's a, you know, a brown with pinky undertones. That is obviously a lot darker because we're going over grayscale. And again, I'm following the lines. That works. Let's do the other one that the same. I'm just doing them in strokes so that if it streaks, it's following the line of the grayscale. Chimney there, mind that. Okay, and we'll just do in here as well. Right, that is my armchair done. I'll just tidy that up a little bit on the bottom there. I'm just re-going over the bits where the grayscale was a bit darker. Okay. Okay, we've got a little octopus thing up here, so I think we'll get out. Oh, I've got an orange somewhere. What's this? So this is orange glaze. Let's do actually no, that's a bit dark. And remember, with grayscale, we want to go lighter. So I'll get the dark chrome yellow, which is an orangey yellow, and then hopefully that should be okay with the grayscale. So we just get in here. Little suckers. Okay, so that's, he's writing a letter by the looks of it. That's a fountain pen in his hand. I think we'll do that fountain pen blue because he's a nice orange, and blue goes well with orange. That's him. And is that a tentacle? I can't tell. Oh, okay, so he's in a bag. This is a bag, like one of those old-fashioned doctor portmanteau type bags. And that's the handle. Okay. Now, do I want to do anything else orange while I have my orange out? I mean, we definitely want something orange, so that it's not the only thing. Let's do our Pac-Man in nice bright orange, well, yellow. Okay. Do we have something else we can do? Something small. What should we do? We'll do in the middle of the flower. Orange. Okay, that's all I'm going to do for now. And then let's find one more thing to colour, and then I think we'll call it for this part. Because I want to keep these things maybe around 40 to 45 minutes, because I think if it's easier to have things in a playlist and then you could just go from playlist to playlist than it is to sit through a big long video when you're not really in the mood. So we will go for, let's use one of these colours that's already out, shall we? See if we can do some more. Should we go for the medium flesh, and we'll do these flowers in pink. I quite often work that way. I'll have the I'll do some colour, and then I'll go back to it just to see how the picture is being balanced out. If I think it's too heavy in one colour or not enough colour in one area, then I'll go back to it. I do that quite a lot in mandalas, to be honest. That's how I build up my mandalas. And I think I will go back to this, I use cinnamon. So I'm not quite like how I did that. Okay. So I hope I didn't ruin that. And yeah, let's use this cinnamon for one of these books. Just go in here. Oh, I should have used that. Is he a bit of goldfish? I didn't like goldfish. No, but I will do my little door in this golden green. like that. I'll need to work this in a bit more. Perhaps we'll do the cuckoo clock. Oh yeah, because there's a bit of a branch here, isn't there? Let's do this. So yeah, if you're not a fan of jumping around colours back and forth, then you might want to wait, you know, watch all of the colour along first to decide, you know, your method. Because I guarantee will be all over the place. And that's okay, there is no right way or wrong way to do these things, which is just as well. You just gotta find the way that works for you. Yeah, you know what, I think that is where I'm going to leave this for this part. I hope you see what I mean about how, you know, do the little bits and everything else will come together. But yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it for today. Watch out for part 2 coming very soon. As I say, I will do a playlist for this, so if you're seeing this after I've uploaded everything, then just go to the playlist and it will just hop from one part to the next. Thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it so far, give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it, and it tells me if I'm doing something right. And if you've not subscribed, of course, subscribe to the channel. Take care and see you again soon, hopefully for the next part. Bye for now.